Hello, I'm Liam and welcome back to Austin 7 Adventures. In this episode we're here at Thoresby Hall in Nottinghamshire for the Morris Register National Rally. In this episode we're going to meet some other Austin 7 owners and share the loan car with some young members of the Morris Minor Owners Club. In our last film, we visited the National Austin 7 Rally at Bewley, where we saw hundreds of sevens, had a go in a trials car and met another young enthusiast called George. Thank you for all the kind messages and comments we've had so far. We are really enjoying making these videos and we're having a lovely time from the Austin. You can probably see that. If you're new here or if you've been watching for a while, what would really help us is if you subscribe to the channel. It's really easy to do. Just press the subscribe button under this video and hit the notification bell. That way you'll never miss a video and you'll know what we're up to all the time. And as the channel grows, it helps us spread the message about the Classic Car Loan Project to other young owners and people that might be interested in having a classic car on loan for a year.
That's good.
Right, now that you've subscribed, let's get our camping gear together and head off to Thoresby. Thoresby Hall is a Victorian country house located on the outskirts of the idyllic Nottinghamshire town of Mansfield. Luckily for us, we also live on the outskirts of rural Mansfield, so no trailer was required for this journey. The hall was built in the late 19th century and is now a Grade 1 listed building. It operates as a hotel, but the Thoresby Park estate is open to the public. The Morris Register would have been celebrating 60 years last year, but unfortunately COVID put an end to that. So for a big birthday celebration this year, they've not only invited Morris vehicles through the ages, but also Austin 7s, other classics, and in fact we've even come along in our old ambulance, which we used to sleep in. The weekend includes a road run, car displays and a Gymkhana, but more on that later. One of the worst things about lockdown was surely not being able to go to car shows and see our friends. So I'm really excited to be here today with my best pal Basil to go and meet some other Austin 7 owners and talk to them about their cars.
My name's Nigel Snow. I bought my first Austin 7 when I was 14 for £10 delivered. This one is a 1934 Austin 7 PD Tourer. I owned this car when I was 18 and it ended up in the hands of a gentleman called Tony Johnson in Lincoln. Tony then eventually decided he was selling the car because his latest dog would not fit in the back and neither would his wife go in the back. So he decided he was selling the car, and so I bought the car back.
Right, well I'm Bill Dixon. I've had the car since 1970. We did it up over a couple of years. At the time you could get spares from Austin 7 services at Kirby Whisk. It's the basic, so it hasn't got a sunroof that leaks, it's just got the smoker's hatch. And of course when new they're £118, whereas the deluxe was 128, but of course it had chromed headlamps instead of black, a chrome surround screen instead of steel painted. The upholstery on a deluxe was leather, this is a Rexine. The door cappings were slightly different, and so that's how you got your £10 difference, which was a lot of money in 1933, you see.
My name's Paddy Malone, I'm from Netlham near Lincoln. I think although the cars have a charm all of their own, I think what really comes across is the friendliness of the club, the camaraderie. We've got friends all over the world because of these silly little cars. I think the Classic Car Loan Project is really important because it's introducing young car enthusiasts to the experience of driving a vintage Austin or a 30s Austin, and suddenly they discover what wonderful cars they are, and that enthusiasm hopefully will pass on to their peers, who will also be fascinated, and with a bit of luck the next generation will continue to enjoy and be custodians of these particular rather special cars.
Wise words from Mr. Malone there. Now, where's Beth gone?
About to do the MVA Rally Gymkhana. The aim is to beat one of our friends who is here. Becca got apparently the best time so far in the slaloms.
Well, the first game looked easy. Next up is the slalom, with the additional complication of having a tennis ball and a dish on the bonnet.
Right. That's your egg.
whilst we were doing our best to beat Becca's time, we were also very grateful that she offered to hold the camera and film us doing this run.
No, what was it?
Sorry?
What is it?
58 seconds.
No!
What did you do?
118.
Oh, right. Very slow, very slow.
Next up, throw silky beanbags onto highly polished targets. For the final challenge, Beth had to pilot her miner whilst blindfolded and park exactly equidistant between the two cones. I'd be giving her directions. This was a real test of spatial awareness, driving skill and the strength of our relationship. So how do you think you did?
I feel like we could have done better.
What do you think let us down?
Your beanbag throwing,
Yeah,
your frisbee throwing,
yeah.
and my inability to listen to you.
I think we did quite well. I'm quietly confident.
I hope so.
Stay tuned to find out just how badly we did. When we signed up to the Classic Car Loan Project, part of the brief was to share our pre-war car with as many young enthusiasts as possible. So today we're meeting up with some young members of the Morris Minor Owners Club who, even though they have 60s cars, may have dismissed the idea of owning something from the 30s.
Hi, I'm Becca and this is my 1968 Morris Minor Peggy, and I've had her for a year now. I bought a Morris Minor because I was looking for a car that I could use daily, but I also wanted to be able to use it for events and also as a very expensive cosplay accessory. I cosplay as Peggy Carter, who is a 1940s SSR agent in the Captain America comics, and so I named it after her and themed all the inside after her as well. My favourite thing about Peggy is generally how well she gets us to places and how much fun we've had in her since we've got her.
So what's it like to drive? Like,
It's more comfortable
compared to the Singer?
than I was expecting. With it being a sports car and having quite a long bonnet on the Singer, my legs kind of stretch out in front of me, whereas this is a lot closer and kind of scrunched up, but it's more comfortable than I was expecting.
Result?
Yeah, definitely.
We should wave to Andrew Stone, the chairman of the Morris Minor Owners Club there. Get a loan car, you're welcome.
That's a bit.
Yeah?
I mean, that's a bit.
Yeah, well, don't put your leg on it.
My name's Ieuan, this is Patch, my 1962 Morris Minor 1000 Saloon. So my favourite thing about Patch is that he just makes me happy. Like, any journey is absolutely fantastic in him. When I first got a Morris Minor, which was this car about 7 years ago, I just joined straight away because I knew joining an owners club was a very good thing to do. And then when I found out about the Young Members Club, it was just great to be with people my age who like classic cars as well. The trailer was an idea I've had forever, and last year when I was put on furlough, I bought the shell and spent 3 months working solid 9 to 5 as if I was at work building it. And there is just enough room inside to lie down, and it's got heating, ventilation, LED lights, phone chargers, all the rest of it. And it basically means I don't have to put a tent up when I go to a car show, which is, yeah, that's good.
You're really pleased by that, aren't you?
Yeah.
The rally had been attended by hundreds of Morris vehicles. It's great to see so many cars being enjoyed by owners of all ages. We really enjoyed these ones. At the end of the rally, it's traditionally time to hand out trophies, which included a third place for our friend Paddy and the Gymkhana.
And in first place was won by entry 4037, Beth Houston.
Do you feel now like you are officially the better driver?
I feel like it has been 100% proven by the Morris Register Driving Games, Gymkhana.
We've had a lovely day here at Thoresby, and as an extra little bonus, we've bumped into David, who is the current owner of the Morris Register's loan car. So what can you tell us about the car? How long have you had it?
I've had the car now for 2.5 years, but it's 1939 Morris 8E Tourer, registered in February 1939, and over the last 2.5 years I've done about 2,500–3,000 miles in it.
What's your favourite thing about it?
It's with the roof down and enjoying the open air roads and actually bringing the enjoyment back to driving.
Yeah. Do you feel like it's made you a better driver?
Yes, I would. More awareness for braking and other cars around us.
Why do you think like loan schemes like this are important for car clubs?
It needs to bring a younger generation in to start getting into the classic cars for future. Get out there, try it, and just get your hands dirty, really.